Low-end reserve list cards are completely worthless and nobody should be buying them. But then along comes a Doctor Who card that flips the reserve list card on its side and makes its value go up through the roof and causes a massive buyout. In today's video, we'll take a look at that new combination as well as a whole bunch of cards that are now selling on the reserve list. Value can be found in the strangest places when it comes to the reserve list, and all it takes is a new card being built to break an old reserve list card that seems kind of mediocre or worthless. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. And you would think, as a person who covers a lot of reserve list content, that I would feel like I'm doing a broken record thing where I keep repeating myself, but I never get tired of talking about the reserve list, and I never get tired of mentioning that this stuff can and does happen. So during today's video, we're going to go through some of the stuff going on, okay? Which is this new three-piece combo type thing, which can be utilized in all kinds of different decks and doesn't have to be used with just these cards I'm going to share with you, but could be used with a whole bunch of other combination cards going forward, and it is because of the Doctor Who set. So we'll take a look at those cards. I'm going to pop them up on the screen, but then we have to go through what's going on with the rest of the reserve list and some of the sales numbers we're seeing. So don't be afraid to pause the video, take a look at the combo, and stick this out till the end because we have a lot to discuss in today's video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Everyone who's helping me get closer to 20,000 subscribers and giving these videos, thumbs up, turning your notification bells on, watching the daily uploaded content. I appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, my moment to shill, because if you're buying any of these cards off the reserve list and you're buying anything on TCG Player, I do have an affiliate link that's found in the description of all my videos. If you click on that link, it takes you right to TCG Player. And of course, anything you buy there gives a 3.5% kickback to the channel. And that helps me buy cards for all the giveaways and stuff we do. So thanks again, everyone who does that as well. So let's take a look first at the three-piece combo. Our first card in the number 10 position this week is Wheel of Fortune from Revised Edition, with 31 sales this week, July 28th to August 4th of 2023. The average price is $299.92 US. The market price is $285.37. It's €169.48 to get this card into your house. Here in Canada, it's going to run you about $400 Canadian for a near mint copy. Now, of course, Wheel of Fortune has had continued success with its price decline. It's making it more attractive for players. Overall, the card is up about $7 and change this month. But when you look at the card itself and the fact it can now work with Devi Digger and River Song, imagine just having to be able to wheel every single turn until you get what you need and opponents' hands and libraries keep changing. It's crazy to think about the opportunities and popularity of a card like this if it surges up again. We could see it go all the way up to that $500-600 level. That would, of course, take a massive spike. But even continued pressure on this card with limited availability, look to see some changes in the next month or so. Number 9 this week is Null Rod from Weatherlight. This card had 36 sales this week, July 28th to August 4th. I really didn't expect to see a card like this making it onto the list, but here it is. Now, it has been trending down. Its price right now is $84.95 average. The market price is $70.49 US. It's €55.01 to get this card into your house, about $110 here in Canada. And of course, when you look at Null Rod as a 2 casting cost generic artifact, players cannot play any artifact abilities requiring an activation cost. So why would you want that? Would that maybe stop certain cards? Think about that one going down the list today. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the number 8 card. That is Grim Monolith from Urza's Legacy. Now, this card has an average price of $270. The market price is $242.07. And of course, a foil for this card, being the first foils ever created, this one is going to run you $2,939.74 US, crazy price. And of course, €158.40 to get this card to your house, about $350 here in Canada. This card's come down, and don't forget, you can get the World Championship Edition ones for like $40 if you're looking for a really cheap kind of proxy alternative. This card, of course, comes into play, does not untap during your untap phase. Add 3 colorless mana to your mana pool, play this ability as a mana source, and you can pay for it to untap it. But there are lots of ways of giving this an infinite mana loop, okay? So you have infinite mana pool when done the right way. So great card. I can see why people are buying it, and it's at a cheap price. 43 sales, very respectable. Number 7 this week is Devi Excavations, the card of the channel. If you're new to my channel, this is the card we buy. This is the card we love. It's my channel card. What can I say? Devi Excavations from Alliances. This card right now has an average price of $22.79 US, a market price of $22.80 US, $12.74 euro to get this card in your house, about 30 bucks here in Canada. 54 sales this week. We did do a buyout last week of this card, buying a whole bunch of copies on my live stream. We do something like this every week. It's kind of fun. And you can look at the card, guys. It's not as bad as people used to make it out to be, especially when you start adding it with other ways of manipulating. Of course, we understand Riversong can mess that up, but you can use it to your advantage inside that deck if you add her in with this card, as well as the cards like Rivendell, Castle Vantress. Love that stuff. Let's go ahead now and dive right down to the number 6 card this week. That is going to be Mind Over Matter. I did discuss it earlier in today's video. This card is from Exodus, and of course, it has infinite combination loops as well. It is 60 sales this week with an average price of $59.48, the market price of $47.22, €33.84 to get this card into your house. It's around $80 in Canada for a near mint copy, but you can find this on TCG Player for around $46 for a moderately played one if you just want to get a copy. That's US price. Keep it in mind again, guys, that these things are going down in price. Slowly but surely, this is settling back down to where it was before. So the surge we saw in prices earlier in the year are really starting to taper off now, which just proves the point that if you really want to get a Devi Digger, you just have to wait it out or pay the $20 odd it's going to take to get you one right now. I think eBay is probably your best bet to get that card. TCG Player only had 2 or 3 listings left after all those copies sold. Or if you have a friend over who can get you something on Card Market and ship it over maybe. Crazy stuff, guys. Let's go down and look at number 5 this week, and that is Replenish. Another card I really didn't expect to see here from Urza's Destiny. 65 sales this week, but it's got to be due to the falling price of this card. It is becoming more affordable. Players are diving in, realizing they probably need just 1 copy, and we've seen a real rise in enchantments, so a card like this becomes more valuable. Now, the average price is $94.99 US. The market price is $89.73. A foil is going to cost you $607.90, and of course, it's $64.19 euro to get this card into your house. Here in Canada, it's around $125 Canadian. And of course, Replenish says, return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to play. But this card only costs, now there's other cards that do similar things, but this is only 1 white. So you just got to splash white in there and you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. A great card. And of course, you could recycle this now with Devi Digger if you bought it. I know, I'm teasing. I can't help myself. Can you guys guess what the number 4 card is? Conchhorn, back again. 79 sales this week. Fallen Empires, and the sales on this thing just keep going. Whoever's buying this card, and we know who you are, yeah, they love this card. They're going to keep buying it. So do a few other people out there. The sales have stayed consistently high, and you can still find this thing on TCG Player for about $1.50 for moderately played copies. But if you're a person looking at buying this card, I say spend the $7, get the near mint, and never have to worry about it again. If you're a speculator type person, if you just want to play a copy, spend $1.50, get it out of the way. Average price $5.17 US. Market price is $4.72 US. €4.31 to get this card into your house. Around $8 in Canada if you can find one. They're not, it's funny, it's Fallen Empires, supposedly so overprinted, but you can't find a lot of these cards right now. It looks like the well is just dried up and people are not going through bulk to get these cards. Sorry, I flipped to the wrong screen there, guys. Pardon me. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the number 3 card this week, and that is going to be Fast Bond with 80 sales. That's right, guys. This is really irking me for those who've been on this channel for the last several weeks. This is now week number 7 or 6 where this thing has been over that 40 to 50 sale mark or higher. Fast Bond, I don't know who's buying it. Nobody's owned up to it, but it shouldn't be here. The price is actually still trending down because when they're buying it, whoever's buying is spacing out the sales and they're hitting a lot of local stores as well. But 80 sales is really high, guys. For a weekly amount, it's an exceptionally high amount of cards for this to sell. And I really hope it's not going to get unbanned, because it would just throw the world into an upside down world. And whoever's been buying this now has several hundred copies at this point. So 80 sales this week. Average price is $15.99 US. Market price is $14.05. It's €16, 3 cents to get this card to your house. Around 20 bucks here in Canada. So keep this card in mind right now. Only available in one format, but who knows where that will lead going forward. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 2 card this week, and that is Femroof Enchantress again from Visions. Guys, 107 sales. Enduring Enchantments deck from Commander Masters has this one still going off big time, so that's why. The average price has not risen though. It's still $29.99 US. The market price is $23.18 US. €11.50 to get this card to your house. $40 here in Canada for a near mint copy from Visions. I mean, it is an old set, but this one's just been going off because of Enduring Enchantments and the fact we're seeing more enchantment decks and enchantment tribal being very viable. Let's go ahead now. Let's see how bad number 1 is. You ready for this? And yes, it took a long time, but we got the count. 928 sales of Devi Digger. Now, normally this would actually end up in the regular top 10 video, but because the sales of Lord of the Rings is so strong, this one didn't make the cut. But it's 928 sales, July 28th to August 4th. That is a tremendous amount of sales, and you can see the tail spike at the end of the sheet here. You can see it had a massive surge in prices, all kinds of sales from everything to TCG Player, Card Market, Card Kingdom, Card Castle, Snowball, left, right, center, as well as all kinds of local LGSs being bought out across the board. And numerous people I have access to who have online stores on eBay. Tons of sales everywhere, guys, okay? Nutty. 900, because again, when this thing was first being bought, people were able to buy it for $1.50. I did mention it on my Discord, and I know players there, I said they'd already picked up copies, so it's kind of crazy to see where it's gone. Average price is now $14.97. The market price at $6.35 is a complete lie. That's not where you're going to find it for. €2.50 to get this card into your house. And yes, you can find it on Card Market, assuming you can get somebody to ship it over to you. And this is why this one is number 1, guys. There are so many ways now with River Song out there to bust this card up. Plus, let's face it, Amy Weber's art is just epic. I'm so glad I have the artist proofs of this card. It's so cool. All right, guys, now let's wrap things up here. Let's wrap up and sum up here. When this kind of stuff happens, it proves to me why reserve list cards can be so broken. They can't get reprinted. The value stays a lot longer. Can't get reprinted is kind of like the term we use because it shouldn't come back around. Who knows what Wizards has planned for the future. But at this moment in time when I'm saying it, this card can't get reprinted legally in tournament play, but it is allowed to be used in things like Commander, and it is only available in alliances. So yeah, you guys get where I'm going with this. But because of that, the price will slowly trend down, just like Mind Over Matter, but it'll take a long time. The card isn't an exceptionally expensive reserve list card, so it's still very available to you, and it still takes a combination of several cards to really make it work, depending on what you're trying to accomplish inside your Commander deck. But when these things happen, the spike, the surge, the FOMO that happens, a lot of the big channels aren't really reporting on it that much. I love covering this stuff because I think it just shows how the wheels turn and how Wizards kind of ignores things until this kind of happens. You're like, oh yeah, we didn't really think about that, did we? No, you didn't. And because it's a casual format, they don't care as much. But who knows where this is going? It's so much fun to watch. You guys let me know what you think is happening out there, how you guys feel about the reserve list, and what you think should happen with the reserve list. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here on the channel and allowing me to entertain you each and every day. Have an awesome day today. Don't forget to bring a friend to Magic and enjoy the week. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. And of course, guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons I have supporting me on my channel each and every day. Because of their support, daily uploaded content is made possible for everyone to enjoy. So thanks again to those supporters who make this channel come alive and be there. Have a great day, everyone. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. Sorry, dry throat. Down this basement's kind of crazy. Yes, I should soundproof this place, and I will at some point. 928 sales is massive. And that's only the cards I could find. Now imagine you're a person who owns a few hundred copies of this card you bought for 50 cents or $1 back when I told people to buy the card. Imagine you bought that many copies. You could sell off 20 copies and pay for your entire collection of stuff you've been hoarding for this entire time. This is what happens on the reserve list sometimes, and people shouldn't ignore that. They do all the time. Price memory, things get forgotten. They move on to big flashy things, and they forget that this stuff can happen on the reserve list. Guys, it's awesome, man. I saw it happening as soon as they made the card. I said, hey, that'll fit with Devi Digger. I bet there'll be more sales on that card. Yeah, and we mentioned it in the Discord. You guys know it was hilarious. So if you're one of those people who make it to the end of the videos, let's put Devi Digger in the comments section to give it its due this week. I think it's earned its right to be there. And for all of us who follow the reserve list and have a good time doing it, cheers to us. We're right once again. Guys, have an awesome day, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow.